I did, I did, I did. There you go. It's working now. So without further ado, let's get into the content making, if you don't mind. Also, I'm gonna go to the store today because we are gonna be buying some of the best chicken wings in the freaking market. Today's the last day, so we're gonna get that. And life is pretty good right now, so if anything at all, should be something that we're looking forward to. Let's say I got some. Don't blink, it's your buying. Welcome to the show. We're doing well. Having a wonderful day on this 3rd July 2025. We missed it. We missed the beginning of the rain. We were making a TikTok live 20 minutes ago. And then I have to go in to clean a bit of dishes, and I come back and it's raining hard. It's raining mad hard, bruh. So what I'm going to do, which is actually quite simple, simple-minded, is I'm going to be filming the rain, and we're going to make some content. So enjoy. I got 2 twin gloves turning to a ransom. Trying to get the whoa, 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 I ain't one. Two. Oh, sheesh. There you go. Guys ready for the content? Let's fucking go. Don't blink, it's your buying. Because of the show, because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 3rd July 2025. Today we're talking about a subject that I don't want to talk about at all. But I feel like it's part of our life. I feel like it's part of everybody's life. They were talking about mortality. Not my own mortality, but my parents' mortality. Lately, and again, it's a very weird subject to bring up. It's a very, very weird subject. Lately, my parents, who actually don't talk to each other, they barely talk. I've been talking about mortality a lot, both of them. Talking about, well, what I'm going to do with when they die, with the estate, with the legacy, with the inheritance. And they've been really worried about it, right? Now, usually, in my own perception, I am pretty lucky in my unluckiness. I have never dealt with immortality. I've dealt with people dying. My grandma, but my grandma, I haven't seen her in 3 years, and so far I've never had like a really close person to me die. So when I was younger, when I was 22, my best friend committed unalive himself. But even then, it's not a concept of mortality. It's a concept of he chose to go. So it's not like, okay, oh shit happened. It's a context of you have to respect his decision, right? You can disagree with him, you can disagree with what he did, you can be mad at the person because of what they did, but at the end, it is their choice, and either you respect it or either you don't. And if you don't, well, that's kind of shitty because you don't honor the dead by, for example, somebody died, and you're like, okay, well, I don't like the way you died, dude. Honor his memory. He's not there to defend himself. He's not there to defend his action. So just, it's kind of complex. I never had to deal with mortality. And then again, I'm gonna be looking like the worst of assholes. I don't know, sadly, very sadly speaking, I don't know a lot of people that would die, and I would be super sad. My circle is actually quite small, but my parents, if they would die, and I never thought about this because, again, I wasn't faced before with mortality. The person that affected me the most by dying was over 10 years ago, right? I had a dog, he died, but a dog, it's gonna die, So for example, at the end of the dog, he wasn't healthy, he wasn't able to hold and pee or poop. It's like, okay, well, there's not a lot. Look at this shit. This is actually bad. You see this and this? This is more dark. So there's more. It's filled with rain. I was hoping for thunders today, though. I'm not sure we're gonna get that. So mortality, I never crossed a factor. I never been a factor to me. And I have amazing parents. You guys see my father often. You guys see my mom often. I have amazing parents, and in their discussion of will and testament and shit like that, I have to admit I was uncomfortable when they talk about this. So my mom, she's like, "Hey, you need to be trained for that." My father was like, and then my mom said, "You need to be trained for that." And then I told my dad, "What do you think about that?" And he was like, "Yeah, she's right." And I was like, "Holy shit." He says, "I don't know what to do with you either when you die." And I was like, "You don't really have to worry about this. You're not gonna die tomorrow." And because I haven't really thought about my parents' mortality, even though it's upcoming, they're pretty old. My mom is 67. My dad is 67. My dad is April 58, which would put him first older, and my mom is August 58, which would make her second. Because January, February, March, April 4 versus 8 for June for August. Because it's June 6, July 7, and August 8. Yeah. So how do I feel about it? And you see, we're talking about the mortality, and I was very uncomfortable, and I was like, I don't like talking about that. And I was like, okay, well, it's money. You talked about money before. But then I was like, why are you so comfortable? And then the truth hit me like a brick. You're comfortable because it's your parent death that you're talking about. It's not a subject that's taken lightly. And then there was a lot of realization. Like, for example, my father was talking about life insurance and how it was made to pay for, it was made for the coffin. And I never really thought about that. The estate, the complication, right? I am lucky for my dad because my dad has a girlfriend, and she is going to be taking care of a lot of stuff. Well, my mom, she doesn't have a boyfriend, she doesn't have a husband. She kind of up to me to take care of this, you know. And of course, you never want to talk about this. You never want to think about it. You never want to think about your parent dying. One of the worst things you can talk about, to be honest. But at the same time, you know it's a possibility. So, for the first time today, and of course, this is not true. Of course, you think about your parent dying. You think about your parent dying, but today was the first time that I'm like, okay, well, what's next? You know? And I'm close to my parents. I'm extremely close to my parents. Now, technically speaking, I was very cuddled when I was younger. I'm the only child, so of course I get more attention. And the way both parents were close. I'm very close to my mom. I'm very close to my dad. Like my mom, we'll talk for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And I won't even see it. My father, oh my God, I saw my father this morning. I wasn't to his house. It was 8:30, 8:27 to be exact. I left the house. It was 11:15, because we're both yappers. So, yeah, that was interesting. But I'm left with a feeling of uncertainty, you know. And then there's a lot of things that I'm missing. For example, there's this sentence that I think a lot of people will refer to, which is, "Who is the man of the house?" Since it's a pretty broken house, there's no need for a man. But it's not because there's no need for a man that is not a man. My father was the oldest of his siblings, so when it came to a decision, he was in charge. My grandparents, my grandfather, the father of my father, was an alcoholic, and very early on, my father was in charge because my grandfather couldn't take charge. I had my grandma. Back in the days, we're talking about the 50s, we're talking about the 60s. Women didn't really have, well, I think it's all depending on where you're from, but in Montreal, a lot of women didn't work. A lot of women were housewives of their job, you know? So then, monetary-wise, my father to do stuff, my father had a good job. And then the coolest thing that happened is kind of everybody came up with something. So my uncles went to work, my aunts went to work. So my grandma never had to deal with problem. Now, could I have parents that are so kind of well off? My mom is not really well off. She's making a decent salary. However, my mom, she's good with money. She's really good. She'll do some investment. She'll do. See, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. My mom, you would think, when you know my parents, you think my father's better with money. My father was better with money only because he doesn't spend. He doesn't spend, which is, there's no inner value. But my mom will be able to do more with the money that she has versus my father. you know. So yeah, so that was kind of, and then I was like, why are they insisting about money? And it was their way to kind of take care of me after they're dying, even though it's not the same thing, you know. It's rough. It's really rough. It's really, really rough because you don't really deal with mortality, right? The first thing with mortality is taking care of stuff. Like, for example, oh, this is my boy and he died. We're gonna tell his wife, we're gonna tell his kids. Oh, my boy died. Well, he's gonna lose his job. There's a lot of things that he's not gonna be able to use. There's a funeral to kind of take care of, you know. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. You don't really think about it. You don't really think about it, and it's such a taboo subject. You don't want to think about your parent dying, but they'll die eventually. So for me, and it's the weirdest thing is because my mom my father and I were very vulnerable. We're gonna talk a lot, right? But we don't get in subject, we don't get in conversation of deep stuff. It'll be normal talk like, hey, you see they raise the price, they raise the price of this and what's going on in the world and things like that. But we don't talk about like politics, we don't talk about religion, we don't talk about something that are, you know, deep subject or deeper subject. So then my mom had the bravado to tell me to talk about that. And because my mom had the bravado to talk about that, my father was like, well, she's right, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, since when do you feel this way? And he's been like, oh, it's been a couple of years and I'm worried that you don't know what to do when I'm dying. I'm like, it's been a couple of years, but he didn't talk about it, you know? But you guys know that. If you've been following the channel, you know that my father's not really good at expressing himself or talking about emotion. It's fear. It's fear. And for him, fear is being weak. For my mom, fear is a problem that you need to solve. My father is, no. I gotta talk about my fears, you know? So yes, I talk about death and, you know, of course, I'm not gonna die tomorrow, but I never really, you know, thought about that. And I'm like, I was a bit ashamed today because we're talking about life insurance, and I never had a conversation about life insurance. I had the sex talk, the person B talk, but I didn't have the life insurance talk. I was a bit ashamed because I had to live a pretty simple lifestyle. I live a really simple lifestyle. A really simple lifestyle. I live a crazy simple lifestyle. All I need to take care of are the bills, my rent. I need to work enough to make enough money to survive. But as long as I make enough to survive and I pay my rent and my bills, I'm good. I don't care about anything else. If I had kids, then I would say, okay, well, I take them to kids. I have to take them to school. If I had kids, well, my son is complaining that his clothes, he don't like his clothes, so I'm gonna buy him new clothes, you know? With me, when he came in today in the live, TikTok live, I was like, you should trim your mustache and your hair, you look better. And I'm like, it's a good idea, but I don't need to please people. The way I look is, I'm not trying to impress people. That's what I'm trying to say. But then he was, in one sense, he was right. How you present yourself is important. I never really cared about that. Never really cared about that. Never really cared about death. There's a lot of things that I didn't care about, that I chose to forego, that I chose to ignore. You know, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Because you don't want to think about that. And even with my mom and with my stepmom, it's not fair. Because if I'm dying, if my father dies, she knows she'll take care of it. But the reality is, can she take care of it because they don't think I'm able to take care of shit? Does she feel obligated to take care of shit because I cannot take care of shit? Is that the problem? Is that the problem? I don't know. With my mom is normal. My mom, she's always been cuddling up. She's always been mama bear. It's more so like, hey, you don't need to worry about what's a single thing. I'll take care of everything. But then it raises the question: are you able to take care of shit? You know, are you able to take the lead if need be? I don't know. You know, I don't know. And that's a problem because you should be able to take care of that. I don't want to feel people. I want to force people to take care of shit because I'm not able to, and I just didn't think about it. You know? Yes, there's shame in there. There's a lot of shame. Did I purposely avoid death? Possibly. Who knows? Subconsciously speaking, you can do a lot of things. My parents had me very old. They had me at 35 years old. I'm gonna have my kids at 35 or 40. I don't know. And it's, I think, as a kid, I was made aware that my parents were older. I think most people die by old age. I don't know. You know? But 67 in 3 years. I'm gonna be 70. Think about that. It's crazy. In 10 years, I'm gonna be almost 80. Of course, like, you're asking yourself, where am I gonna be in 10 years? I don't know. Became in 10 years, you're most likely dead. No? And the subject of mortality is actually special because you know, no matter what, they're gonna die. So it's a reality. And what I'm gonna say is gonna be horrible, but when my dog died, I wasn't really sad because I was like, okay, well, he's old. You know? My parents, I love them. I love them more than my dog for sure, but it's the same mentality. Well, you know, they were old, so we knew we didn't have a lot of time left. It was kind of to be expected, you know? I don't know. And I got extremely lucky because both my parents are healthy. A lot of people at 67 aren't healthy. I got lucky. What if they weren't healthy? Would I be ready for them? I don't know. Then what I have to do, I have to start doing some research on life insurance and how it works. I have to take care of I have to learn what to take care of when people die. You know? And even I mentioned, a couple people died. My grandma. You think I had to take care of shit? No. My best friend. You think I had to take care of shit? No. I don't know. Anyway. Sorry if it's a bit bleak, but mortality, right? Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Welcome to doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. On this 3 July 2025. Fun fact, if you guys came in 30 minutes earlier, you would have seen the rain. You can even hear the rain right now. Today, we're talking about part 2 of our Squid Game series. We just finished episode number 2. So let's get into it with season 1, episode number 3. Because you know I like to talk and it's gonna take a while. Now, just a little side note. It's taking more time than expected because episodes are an hour 10, an hour 15 compared to 50 minutes, right? So there's a lot more to talk about. Of course, I didn't start my computer because I don't do shit and I don't plan. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Episode suivant, it's in French. So next episode, which is season 1, episode 3, it's the man with the umbrella. You guys remember we are in a city the game has been cancelled, and now we don't know what to do. So do we see? Oh, lighting is not great. Your lighting isn't great. Wait a second. What? Give me a second. I got a message. Ah, okay. I don't really see. Hey, Chocolate, response to the message. So, here we are. The games have restarted. However, now the people are more ready. So, homie with a tattoo brought his crew. The girl with the brother, she brought a knife. We have the number of play that came back. And the number of play that came back is 187. We're at 201, which means that 25 people said, no, I'm not coming back. So you got a lot lower people. Look at the prize money. It is 26 billion yen. 26 billion, which is crazy, isn't it? We have some familiar faces. And what the cool thing is, you can kind of start making it. So the plot, having a break, is actually pretty nice because it gives the time to people to digest, but it also gives the player time to kind of concoct the plan. Now, without knowing, okay, nice. I thought I was not recording. Without knowing the next game, it's a bit harder, but still. So now they're starting to get themselves in a pair. So because there's strength in number. Now all of this spoiler is before there's infighting. So you guys know that there's infighting because it's a game where the last person alive get the prize money. So killing people would actually be better. So now we start infighting. We form groups. Now the cool thing is, this guy comes back and he's after the girl because she owe him money. And the first thing she does is she brought a knife to him. She brought a knife. It's super fucking funny because you see the personality of people, and literally speaking, the other tattoo is the strong one. So what are you doing? Are you struggling to get into the strong one? Are you right away going for the strong one, or are you preferably in a group that you like? So we have the meals. The meals which is here are kind of cool. Look at this. Look at this. Some rice omelet. Nice meal. I might join the game myself. But it's actually pretty simple. We have the old man who needs more food to survive. So people decide to give him a little bit of food, which is the group. And the group that we have Ji-hoon, we have his friends, we have the old man, and we have Sunny. Oh, also, the police officer that we had, his brother, actually made it to the island. He made it to the island, so he's infiltrating this. Now, the reality is, he knows so little about the game, so he thinks his brother might be alive, but it's not. There's no proof that he's alive, and he wants to know more about the Squid Games. So he has his room. Now, what is actually cool with this is you kind of get the. It's cool, but not great. you kind of get the what it would be to be like a worker there. Why is it that great? Because you don't get a lot of information. The information that you do get is not enough. So, for example, the guy that's gonna be coughing, you're gonna have a Morse code. There's a couple more people that are, they're all. It's weird. How do I say this? They're all kind of they're all kind of shitty because you have one guy with a mask, and everybody else is unknown. Now you have the front man which face is revealed, but that's much later on. See what people brought. People start preparing. So this girl, what she brought some cigarettes, right? Some cigarettes would be kind of a dumb move to do. However, in a perfect world, the cigarettes are like a prison. So you, because you have cigarettes, you kind of have something to monetize. So for example, I don't know, there's a really strong group, and they say, hey, don't go after me. I'll give you my cigarettes. It's a good bargaining tool. Now the question is, how far can you get with bargaining? People brought the other girl who brought a knife. She can defend herself. She doesn't need people to rely on. The problem with the cigarettes and bargaining is it's only good as the offer. If people offer you shit, you get shit, and then they're worthless, you know. Versus a knife, which is a bit more practical. Now she get caught, of course, but people see her. Now, what is kind of cool is you're seeing a lot of what's going on. For example, you see people cooking. You see the girl with the knife, the younger one. She goes in and she is able to traverse because she goes into the vents, which is actually kind of freaking nice. I gotta say, why is it nice? Because you're in a Squid Game and you have two choices. Either you just follow the rules, either you just follow what you do, or actually partake in the story. And if you partake in the story, it's more so a question of, okay, well, I know this is the game, but what I do in between. And the important part with this Squid Game is this series, like 9 episodes, that's an hour long each, but there's 4 games. So the first game is green light, red light, green light. There's tug of war. There is the licking of a candy, and then there's invisible floor, and that's pretty much it. So then we have the team, and some of the smartest already understand that be a lot of in-killing, which is possibly why the girl it's possibly why the girl I can't say that. She brought a knife, I guess. It's not clear if she brought a knife because the guy with the tattoo was gonna be there or her. Now this is a really cool scene. So Jihan, main character, like I kind of have milk, right? And then the guy behind him, the old man, is like, my son doesn't want milk either. Now the cool thing is, this information is actually really important, really, really important. So the cool thing is, the guy with the glasses, which is part of the gang, he said the girl is alone. Now he sees this as a possibility, but a lot of things. He's a smart of the gang, and he wants to survive. So he know that. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. They're a group of 5, right? You got an old man, you got the main character, you got Ali, and you got him. He thinks, I think because he's as smart as, I think he already figured out the infighting. And I'm repeating myself a lot, but I don't think people regard this as important. Of course, it has less theater as the game, of course. But at the same time, it is a reason for other people to die. Like, for example, and that's, you know what the craziest thing? There's a night, right? I'm gonna spoil it. There's a night where there's a lot of people fighting and killing each other, right? And then the VIP, which are the people behind it, they're behind the game. What they do is they calculate that people are gonna kill each other. Oh, I got a text. Okay. I got a text. She's fucking cute. I could give her a shout out, but she's married, so let's not fill the beans. That's pretty much it. Get a second game, and you see here is actually quite cool because the approacher is like, yo, you're gonna be alone, you're gonna be okay, you need to come with us, you need to stay with us. A lot of people don't like him. I don't even know his name, I'm sorry. the reason people don't like him is at the end, he acts for himself. But as long as the other people were useful to him, he protected them. He protected their interests. So it's not so much about what he did that was wrong. It's about the fact that he didn't think about other people at the end. But at the same time, he did what everybody else would have done. Like for example, right? Essentially, I'm going to split it a little bit. The first thing that he does is betray Ali, and then because we like Ali, like, oh my God, you're such a monster. But in the very same episode, we got the old man who being betrayed, and then in the same episode, the young girl with the knife, she betrays the people. So the three people that survived, they betrayed somebody. There was the price to pay, because he does it more coldly. You know, the other girl's like, okay, well, I don't mind dying. You can go ahead. And then with the old man, it's not really his fault, because he got a little bit of Alzheimer. Well, pretend it doesn't have Alzheimer. He pretends like he has Alzheimer. So the guy's like, oh well, I just lied. I didn't really use you. Which again, super shitty. Are you still uploading? I have to make sure of that. I'm still uploading. I'm at 47. Okay, it's about 6 gigs left, which is about 20 minutes. So that time I'm gonna have to go, and I'm gonna have enough battery to record them. To try this is one of the coolest fucking game, and this is the very first like moments where it's a bad thing. So here you have a game like that, right? What you have is a little bit of a circle with sugar, and they're shaping the sugar. They're shaping the sugar. So shaping the sugar, you have to take care of the shape, right? And if you can take care of the shape, then you're winning. The problem here is a smart guy, the son of the girl with the fish market. He discovered the game. He doesn't warn his friends. So he understands, like, okay, well, I know what's up. I know what's up. And because I know what's up, I should tell people. He doesn't do it. Now this is the coolest thing. This thing is actually really, really important. Really important. We have a backflash of them creating the candy. And the backflash of them creating the candy is really important because we saw that at the first show. So when you see the first show, you see the backflashes, the first episode, you see the backflashes, and you don't really remember. Look at this, look at this. No? There you go. It's a Korean candy. Yeah, and you make a stamp. So he recognizes that. He recognizes it. And it's really cool because he recognizes it. And because he has this vision of black and white, you think that the first episode, the vision of black and white is him. But it's not him. It's the old man, which is also super important. So he knows what's up and he doesn't tell. So then he tells Ji-hoon, what are you going to take? And everybody wants to take this circle because it's the easiest. But since they don't know what the game is, Ji-hoon take the umbrella, and the umbrella is the worst. Now, to his defense, the smart guy understands what he did was wrong. So kind of feel apologetic after that. Now this is one of my favorite episodes. Because, again, I'm going to spoil it. Season 2. Season 2 is like... No, I cannot spoil it. It's too much. Ji-hoon remembered this. He remembered the what to do. It's actually really good. Really good. Now we have the first guy who made a mistake and breaks the thing. So you have 5 shapes. The first shape is a star, circle, umbrella, and yeah. So somebody, like for example, they broke the umbrella or they broke the circle. They get killed. So a lot of people die from it. Now this is super fucking nice. So the girl that brought the cigarettes, she brought a lighter, and then what I was talking about is exactly what happened. So what she does is she burns the end. So this is kind of like a caramel. So because it's hotter, she's able to pierce it nicer. You know? Everybody gets it except for the guy with the umbrella because it's a bit harder. Now there's a couple of things here that are super important. The main character is gonna figure out a way to do it, and because of him, everybody's gonna copy him because he found a super successful way to do it. So because they copy him, a lot more people survive, which kind of fuck up the game. Second of all, we have the police officer who infiltrated the organization. So he's wearing a mask. Because he's wearing a mask, he doesn't understand how it works. So the mask, how it works is circle have a certain they have a certain obligation or task. The triangle have a certain task, and the square have a certain task. Doesn't know, so he gets in trouble right away, and he doesn't know who got him in trouble. So people are suspicious. Now, one of the most important part is possibly this. So this guy, I'm gonna show you. This guy, red glasses. This guy, super important. Let's see. He doesn't follow it. So what this guy is a doctor. So this guy, what he does is to finance the game. What they do is they have the body, and they get the organ of the body. Because they get the organ, they can sell it. So this guy's a doctor, and what his job is he has more, what should we call it? He takes care of the organs, and in return, what he gets is he gets the hints at what the next game is, and he gets more food. So it's a pretty big advantage, right? Which kind of makes the game kind of not fair, but still. Yeah, we got a main character who succeeds into doing so everybody follows him, which is kind of cool. And you got the biggest mindfuck of the season. And the biggest mindfuck of the season is you get killed. Everybody gets killed, right? Everybody gets killed. And one of the participants, he grabs a gun. He's like, I'm not gonna let you kill me. Then we have the first interaction with the frontman. The frontman, as viewer, we saw it, but he hasn't interfered in the game. He isn't even shown in the game. So the frontman, he comes in, it's like, okay, we'll put that weapon down. And then everybody follows him. So even if he kills one of the guard, he'll get killed. So what he does is, instead of somebody killing him, he killed himself. I don't know if there's more honor in there or what. Episode number 4. It's bigger than I thought. It's a lot of work. At the same time, it's a good season, so it's a good show, so I don't care. A team before everything. We're already almost halfway through the first season. There's shit like that. However, I don't know if the second season is an episode. I don't know if the third season is that episode. So this is kind of where I have to be a bit more careful. Being careful is important, guys. So team is everything. We go back to the thing. People are actually grateful for this main character because, like, hey, you show us something. And you can see here, this scene is important because you have this guy, which is the best friend. Not Ali, but the best friend. And the best friend comes in and says sorry. He doesn't say sorry, but he kind of implied he's sorry. Then everybody's super grateful. The number of player has dropped from 187 to... Wait. To 100... To 100... They don't say. But they had more money, so they thought so. How people care about, I guess. That's what they care about, I guess. Which is kind of crazy, but still. Tell me how many people are left, dude. They don't even tell you. Oh well. If I look here carefully, will you tell me? No, they don't tell you. So now, this is the kind of like a really cool part. So in the last one, the girl who brought the cigarettes, I don't like her. I don't think a lot of people like her because she was able to give her lighter to the guy with the tattoo. She got his favor. So he's gonna protect her. Because the tattoo's an asshole, so who cares? Now, what is the coolest thing here is they give two things. They give a beer and they give an egg. Now, this is where it gets crazy. So in the first one, which is kind of cool, in the first one, they give you a nice fucking meal. They give you a sweet bun, they give you rice, they give you eggs. So they give you a lot of food. Now, in the second one, oh shit. Oh shit, give me a sec, guys. And the second one, this is too hot. There you go, a nice little patty to make it cooler. So they give you less food. So this time they only give you one eggs and beers. Then you realize that the people that are having less food are gonna be more aggressive. Now this is the crazy part, because they know there's gonna be a lot of infighting and in-killing. So there's not if there could be two possibility, and either one of these are super smart. So the first one is actually quite brilliant. The first one is how can I say that? The first one is because the main character save a lot of people with his trick. There's more people left. So because there's more people left, there is more there's an unbalance. So they fix the balance by letting people kill each other. Now, the thing that they did was they give you a bottle, a beer. In the bottle, you can break the bottle and then you can stab people. So this is really, really, really bad. Why? Because you're basically making people kill each other. First of all. Second of all, you have to defend yourself. So imagine, morally speaking, you're not able to kill somebody, then you consider a bit weaker. So because you consider a bit weaker, you die. Or because you back into a corner, you actually say, hey, guess what? I'm gonna kill you. And then you make somebody a killer that's not a killer. So yeah, pretty fucked up. Now what I have to do is I have to make sure that we are not gonna be losing storage. Click pom pom, click pom pom, click 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 pom pom. Uh-huh. Okay, good. I need to delete shit because I'm running out of space to film. Having space to film has always been an issue though. Storage wise has always been an issue. Always, always, always been an issue. About this, how much storage do you have left? But then you fucking delete. You fucking delete TikTok and you get 30 gigs. Yeah, TikTok takes a lot of space. I might have to delete TikTok on both. So it's stupid because TikTok will take a lot of space and then you re-download it and then there's like less space. So for example, when you originally download TikTok, it's 1 or 2 gigs, I don't remember. And then after 3 or 4 days, it's becoming 20 to 30. So you delete it and you re-download it, which is stupid. Okay, next. The game of the calamari. So there's more fighting. And then they give you a bottle of beer, so this is a weapon. And then the craziest thing is, because there's less food, these guys, a gangster, took more. So some people didn't even eat at all. And then it's important because the food, for example, I'm pretty sure actually, the last game is Tug of War. Last game is Tug of War. So remember when I talked about, got a B? It's a B. I don't mind a B. I mind mosquito, but not B. The doctor got information, and he got to eat more, so he has more force. I'm pretty sure the next game is Tug of War. Tug of War needs physical strength, so if you're hungry, you're not as strong. Imagine that you're not as strong, so you die because of that, So then some people they didn't even eat because some people went too far. But again, you know what the craziest thing? You know what the craziest thing is? How they explain infighting. So again, infighting is the players fighting each other. It is so beautiful. So the first guy with the tattoo with the snake, the bad guy, the villain, the gangster, he kills somebody, and because he kills somebody, the number start at 108 and become 107. Now, the reality is the people working for the Squid Game, the people wearing the mask and the red suits, they don't kill him. So by not killing him, they're enabling the behavior, which basically says, you wanna kill somebody, you can kill somebody. So that is really fucking bad. And every time that somebody gets killed, they add more money. So they say that you can do this, it's not a problem, but they also give you the incentive to kill. We follow the police officer, which sees where the body is, And why is that important? Well, because it is the inner working of the Squid Game. So it doesn't serve a purpose, narratively speaking, but it shows, okay, well, this is how it goes. And I'm gonna have to defend it. I'm gonna have to defend it a lot. If it wasn't happening multiple times, I would have been like, okay, well, we understand. But they only do it for season one. And they only do it for season one. It's actually quite nice because I want to learn how it works. Then, because it's a dangerous, Ji-yoon, which is our main character, goes to see the young girl. It's like, yo, chill with us. We'll protect you. We'll protect you, but you'll protect us. And then, what is even crazier is they have, like, what is even crazier is they'll have, like, when they sleep, they have somebody that needs to stay awake, you know? And then the old man's like, I'll stay awake because, you know, I don't need as much sleep. So the gangster get this one guy who says, yo, when he says that, he's like, I have information, I can tell what it is. What the name game is, if you protect me. So the tug of war guy has, you know, the tug of war. Now, this is the most important part. This is the night where people are trying to kill each other. So then the whole thing, and it's kind of sad because they have a camera which is showing you the night, and right away people are killing each other. People, it's really fucking bad, and they're fighting and they're fighting and they're fighting. Only for the old men to stream, this is enough. I don't know what to do. And Ji-yoon, again, Ji-yoon made as this fucking shitty characters. It's not enough. It's not shitty enough to kill somebody. He's not shitty enough. I'm gonna show you this because it's actually quite nice. We're trying to have some sun. So the cloud left. Now we have some sun. So because Ji-hoon doesn't have not the balls, but he's too nice to kill somebody. So because he's too nice to kill somebody, it's not gonna kill him. But then he sees other people killing, and then it's like, okay, well, I gotta stay and do nothing. This is something that's really bad. Now we have a huge problem. Oh, phone is too hot. No, that's not the problem. We have a huge problem. The problem is that out of the gang, they're not strong. They're not strong at all. So they have the girl, but she's too young and she's weak to do something. We have the old man, who is the opposite. He's too old, but too weak to do something. We have Ji-hoon, who refuses to kill somebody. We have Ali, which he's Hinduism. So because of Hinduism, you can't kill somebody. You can't take a person's life. So the only guy that can kill, they have the glasses. We can have to do the killing for everybody else, you know? So they're one of the group that decide not to kill. You see the dead, and then in the next morning you see the body. And this is kind of crazy. And you know what's the craziest thing? You know the craziest fucking thing? There's 3 things that happen here that's insane. The night isn't done. The night isn't done. There's a lot of people dying, and then they just stop it. So I think that they waited until it was a certain number. And then the guy with the cap, the police officer, Hayden, he's like, have you seen this person? This is my brother. He doesn't say it's his brother, but have you seen this person? And he asks Ji-hoon. And Ji-hoon is like, yo, guess what? We all use our real name here. So now they survive, they feel good. You get to see how everybody's okay. Ji-hoon actually does really something really cool. What he does is like, he's a good leader. What he does is he reconfort everybody. Make sure that they're okay after the night they had. The doctor heals the gangster, which is important because that's his only way out. And the gangster is already seeing the annoying the old woman is, the one with cigarettes. So he brings her to the bathroom and fucks. Yeah. And this is just her trying to... So it's kind of crazy. This is just her. This is just her, like, trying to get some good points with him. But he doesn't care, he's using her, you know? So kind of like a both way, using each other, I guess. I'm gonna make this episode, and after that I'm gonna have to take care of a little something. Phone is too hot, okay. It's weird because usually it's not hot enough. Okay. So then we have the police officer trying to take notes. Now, because on the island, because they're on an island, they're not able to send message, and that's when he hears. So he takes notes. He says, "Okay, well, police leader, mask," and then he hear is, "Oh, guess what I do?" Okay. He hears his celly or his neighbor, and the neighbor is coughing. Like, okay, what is he trying to do? And then he realized that he's trying to send you a signal. That's actually cool. That was actually really cool, actually. So then, more fucking, which is funny. There you go. Shape, ranks, mask, leader, gun massacre. So then, they're trying to say, okay, well, who'll be the leader here? Now, what is really nice is they put people, and this is kind of crazy. They put people in, right? They're like, okay, well, you have to make a team of 5. You have to make a team of 5. Now, why is that so cool? It's because they just literally just did a night of killing. So they don't trust each other. Now they're trying to fight a group of 5. But then everybody's weak. Oh no, this is the ball game. This is the ball game. This is the game with the, what should I call it? With the, I don't know what you call it in English. Little balls? And then the girl that she just fucked, the gangster like, nah, I don't need you, I don't fucking like you. So, go. And it's funny because, yeah, it just used her. So we made it, the young one, she made a friend. Now, what is the sad thing here is, this is literally the description of the Red Cap. So Red Cap is a character that is an extra but can't kind of have an important role. He's an important extra. So the young girl, she makes a friend just for the next game to be all killing somebody, which is their friend. They're cool. The old girl, she's coming with our main group. Yes, it's a tug of war. And he knew. Now it's funny because in the show, they only portrayed 2 people knowing the game. The first one is the guy with the glasses, and the second one is the gangster. Tug of war, and actually doing pretty well. Now the craziest thing is nobody took the old man because he was weak, but the old man has a really good technique. So we have the survivor, but then right away, I don't know if you're good at math, but right away, you took care of half the player. Because it's group of 5 versus group of 5. The group of 5 that literally get pulled to their death. So there you go. It's episode 4. I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna take a little break, and then we'll start again with episode number 5. Good. How many percent did you have? 40%, you're good. Shh, 2 gigs, that's enough. Good. I have to go. Yeah, let's just go.